I wanted to, I researched it, and if you look at World War II, World War One, when it came to the blankets, that was their comfort zone. They only had the itchy blankets.
That wool blanket.
Yeah,
I still got one down
Yeah,
there.
yeah. And they used to put them with the canteen cup and their cigarette, and that's all you got back. That's all you had.
They can be wet and still keep you warm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I went with the blankets, and
Cool.
because I wanted to give our veterans comfort. So through all my research, and I received a quilt of valor, and that was nice. You know, they sew them together.
Yeah, right.
You know, but I wanted to reach my veterans. I wanted to let them know during COVID, when we started,
Right.
that they're not forgotten. And back to Richard. So bottom line is, we were going to bring him to the wall, because he took me to the wall in California. That's where I'm originally from.
Oh, okay.
So we were in California, and he took me to the roving wall, and he found his friend they lost in Vietnam. And I said, Richard, when I get out here, I'm going to bring you to the real wall.
Wow.
Well, a month before we were flying him out, he died from Agent Orange. So what we did is some writers, we wrote out there, took the article,
Right.
laminated it, and his was Crown Royal, put 3 shots over there,
Right.
and took one and said, mission accomplished,
Right.
welcome home.
Right.
And from that on, I have to do something.
Right.
And then that's when this came in, and that's where we're at.
I'll tell you something funny about what you just said about going to the wall.
Uh-huh.
I was called for 3 years. I've been on the waiting list for the honor flight,
Okay.
and I gave it away twice. One guy's got hold of me. The guy you talked to that called me.
Yep.
His dad had months to live, and he told him it was a 2-year wait. I was next up. I gave it to him to go, and before that, I gave it to another guy. This third time they called me and said, "You're going November 1st. Coming up here November 1st. I'll be on the honor flight, the last one for this year." So that's pretty cool. We get to go.
Oh, yeah.
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 I'll give it away guys who are a lot sicker. And,
Yeah, well, that's our selfless service. We're still
Yeah.
serving
I
after
know.
we get out. Okay, so we're here on our last stop, and we're here to give Bob. What was your rank when you got out?
I was in E4.
E4, so specialist, you know, and I'll tell you what, that's the backbone, you know, in the Marine Corps you hear lance corporal, specialist, we're the backbone, and I noticed cab too, so.
I was actually in 2 major divisions in Vietnam, the 25th Infantry Division with the 1st of the 27 Wolfhounds,
Okay.
and then when I got to the hospital and everything else, the 25th went home. I said, "Who took over the AO?" They said, "The first cab." I ain't going anywhere new. Put me with the first cab. We were right back in the same area then.
Right,
So,
right.
Yeah.
And his stories, I don't know, but we've been here for 30 minutes talking about how amazing this man is. And when I say amazing, it's what a veteran does for his country. I mean, Purple Heart, awards on his wall here about just being a veteran's veteran too. And that's what we need here. That's why we have us, to make sure that our veterans are truly not forgotten. So, as we always start
It
off,
always seems like the only people that care about veterans are other veterans, their brothers, and that's why we go back to combat even after we're wounded, because we feel like we're abandoning our brothers. That's something that's missing. So we give of ourselves to make sure them and their families are taken care of. That we want to step up, make their families whole, even if we can't help them. Because if they are wounded, died, then our duty is to make sure that the widow or the orphan are taken care of.
absolutely,
Yeah.
because that's the true band here. So, before I even do anything, we give the Lord his due. And so,
Here, let me pause this. They don't have to interfere.
okay.
There you go.
So, dear Lord, as we are here to give Bob his blanket, may it keep him warm, may it keep Rose warm, may it just comfort them through all the demons that he has from before, that he has now, listening to all his brothers and sisters that he tries to help. Lord, you are the ultimate. You are the ultimate healer. You're the ultimate listener. God, there's nothing that we can't do with you. You are so much in our lives every day, and we just want to thank you for being here. Thank you for helping us grow, and thank you for helping us in our future to come, because we belong to you, Lord. And in your name, we can do anything. In your precious name, amen.
Amen.
So, as I said here, I'm going to give him the floor, because there is no way I can articulate what he has done. And Bob, we are here to thank you for your service, for your love of country, for your love of your branch. And basically, there is no branch for you. Although you served in the Army,
Yeah.
from what I'm hearing, you just love your vets,
Right.
and you'll do anything. So tell us a little bit about your duties.
I've held a lot of positions, been the commander in the military of the Purple Heart, BVH after 35, I've been almost 5-6 years commander there. Service officer 4906 VFW, life member of almost all of them, disabled American veterans and Purple Heart Association. I was a commander there, life member, VFW life member. I was a commissioner in the county, Lucas County, Ohio, 3 times president, went through chair of the state, became the president of the state. Formed the Department of Veterans Affairs under my watch in 2007. Within 4 weeks, made it from an office to a cabinet position to make sure the widow, the orphan, the veteran have exactly what they need. Because they said, we're running out of money. Now we got dedicated funds, clout, and a new director. It was Bill Hartnett, and I talked to Tommy Moe, a 5-year Hanoi Hilton POW. He took over the second commandership of that. So that was really nice that I got quality people in a position to help. And I want to give kudos to my wife, because without her, she allows me to be me, and it helps. She knows that helps me heal, because these things that I do, you see a lot of animals in my wall that I go on these hunts for veterans. It is about killing something. It's about being around guys with like mind that have that missing element. You know, they got to be that brotherhood. We're together, and I'm going there basically to say, okay, here's what I can help you do with. Here's what step by step what you need to do to make your disability benefits and your family's benefits get bigger, but make your life easier on you and your family, and get your quality benefits that you've earned for them through your service, your blood, and some of their vets.
And I want to say something to you, Rose. I got to tell you, you know, I've been divorced a few times, but I found the right one. And I'll tell you, without the right woman, I went down that rabbit hole. I
spent a week there one night.
You know, so you know,
Yeah.
She knows exactly.
and I've been on that end of a barrel where I didn't want to be anywhere. You know, we've all lost good friends and family, so it's nice to know that walk.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I gotta get the poem. The what was it? The Silver
Road, yeah.
The Silver Oath, and just give us a little piece of it. Give us as much of it as you want, but that thing is beautiful. This is a poem that he wrote that is on the wall, or
no, I wrote it and I gave it to a guy to put it. They're going to put it in the New Education Museum if they ever build it.
Okay.
Next to the wall in Vietnam.
okay.
And just helping them guys out, the guys in the rear. And everybody talks about, they got the fancy medals and they're all Hall of Fame, which I'm inducted in the Ohio Military Hall of Fame, number 160 in the class of 2009. There's that group of guys, that rear echelon guys, those 10 in the rear to support my rear end with a rifle to stay alive. Without them, Schwarzkopf said the best, logistics. Without that, you're a dead man. And I owe everything to those guys. So I wrote that within 3 minutes. This young man that came up to me with tears in his eyes, he just buried his brother from Vietnam, from Agent Orange. And I wrote it down. I'll give this short version. Silver stars upon their shoulders never got to wear. Silver star medal upon their chest they never earned. Get to fly up on high and parachute out and get silver parachute wings, but they get silver all right. The silver they get comes in the form of bedpans and needles and seems like it never ends. How is it, Lord, this golden tan I got in that hot harsh sun seems to wash away in the monsoon rain? I know, Lord, when this soldier passes, he'll have a special piece of silver upon his chest called the Silver Rose, designed by a daughter of pure love for her father. So when he does pass, he wouldn't have to meet you with that bolo ribbon on his chest. I know when he comes to those gates, you will not have to turn and pick up the books of gallantry and valor of those who give their lives so this could be free. You'll know his name is there enlisted. You, being the author of all pure love, will recognize your handiwork. And you'll put him a place up on high so others who enter will also know that. I won't bore you with the rest, but the last line says this, way before it ever knew I'd be in the Hall of Fame for valor. I am not a priest, hell, not even a chaplain at that time. I'm a mere disabled, combat wounded Vietnam vet that knows this for a fact, that those who wear the Silver Rose possess more valor and courage than I'll ever have.
Wow, amazing. So I just want to say, as we wrap this blanket around you, and I'll tell you, this is a symbol of one brother's love to another. Let it be known that you are never alone, and as long as we exist at Blankets of Honor, any way we can collaborate and help you, we're in Pennsylvania, so if you hear from somebody, hopefully we can work together.
Okay.
These blankets are work together just like the blankets are. Less than 3% have served this great nation, and we are part of that. And we want to thank you for your sacrifice, and for your honor that you've done for any vets. And also the threads that are woven together, it's like as you said it.
Right.
We are those threads and we are needed to comfort each other. And that's why we're here to honor you. We thank you for your sacrifice. We thank you for your courage. We thank you for your honor. But I want to tell you something. We thank you for your love of family and most of all, for your love of veterans. So as any good service happens, you know when you were getting promoted,
Yeah.
they handed you a nice certificate on your walls, you know? Put this one somewhere. But this is a certificate just saying, hey, you are truly not forgotten. In these days of veterans, POWMIA, you're not forgotten, has become a bumper sticker.
Yeah.
What we're here to say is you are truly not forgotten. But just like this, just like the commanding officer would do, he'd get his hand, he'd shake your hand, and in that hand would be a challenge coin, thanking you for your service. On top of that, you'd have a nice certificate, but then you get the bad part, the orders. May it be good or bad. And the last thing is I always give. In these times that we have, we try to say, especially with our PTSD, and we got a lot of knuckleheads out there, but Jesus did say, I give you a new commandment. Go and love one another as I have loved you. So go out there and love one another. Brother.
The first thing I'd like to say is I want to thank God for sending angels like you to veterans that truly need to be touched, because you plant seeds of hope, and the seed of hope is the greatest love that you can give someone, because they turn to God for that hope, and it's come directly from Him through you, and it's awesome that you have that heart to do that. And the other thing I'd like to say is, those nights when you get up in the middle of the night and she's sound asleep, don't understand about my PTSD and the hardened combat you were in. You come out and sit down, you're kind of feeling down and out, and she's tough, and she sees me, says, what's your problem? You know?
Yeah.
And you think back about the people that you help and change their lives. You're here for a reason, and God made you alive for that reason. So it kind of gets me out of the mood. But to know this, that now when I get up in that darkness and that cold nights, I can wrap something of nothing but pure love around me with those threads. And I'll always remember you for that, and my brothers who served and died for this nation. Thank you very much for that in my heart.
Well, I salute you.
And salute you back for what you do.
And as we do, welcome home.
Now, I want to ask you a question. Can I nominate a friend of mine who's a Marine? He was in Beirut. He was
Absolutely.
there when they had the whole explosion. I helped him get, he's a what, Joe Dempsey. He's 60% disabled, is right here.